drip, that's water, call that boss. You try my squad and they gon' be in cost. You better be prepared to take a loss. I left my enemies dripping, but it ain't sauce. It ain't sauce, no it ain't sauce. Yeah, enemies dripping, but it ain't sauce. No it ain't sauce, no it ain't sauce. Yeah, enemies dripping, but it ain't sauce. It ain't sauce, it ain't sauce.
Hello people, it's your boy Arthur Smitty and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I will be reviewing Ironheart. Now, at first I was going to do it 3 episodes, for the first 3 episodes and the next 3 episodes, but I couldn't gather myself to actually watch the other 3 episodes. And by the time I did, which was yesterday, the new episodes came out. So I just stayed up last night and watched those, and I'm now making the review right now. Excuse me. So I just couldn't. I didn't have the willpower to do it. But yeah, I was able to literally finish everything within a day. Me and my friend Will, the Willie Experience. Make sure you go subscribe to him. Him and I watched the last 3 episodes. Well, technically, I watched the last 3 episodes because he fell asleep on the last 2, but we'll get there later. But all I'm gonna say is that all the people that are saying that the show is not good or trash because of a black character, because of Riri being a girl, because of there's a character in the show named Slug. There are what are they? What is it called? A drag queen. All of that. The show, those people are racist, and those people are like either racist, homophobic, or sexist. Because none of the problems stem from that at all. Like none of the problems stem from that. That's not the issue. The issue isn't with Riri being black. That's not at all what it stems from. Not at all. Not one bit. To be honest with you, there's not even any really political issues that are being taken from society or real life that are being put in here. Not maybe it's like a snippet, but it's not nothing crazy. Most of the time DC is the one that does that. Marvel doesn't really do it as much or do it that much. Most of the time DC is the one that likes to put all that stuff in there. But lately DC, especially with Superman and his trailers, haven't been doing that. So kudos to them. But yeah, there's most of those people that are saying those are the issues, they're liars. That's not at all what's in the show. That is far from the truth. The reason why the show is not good and why I don't personally like it mostly just stems from the fact that, and Will pretty much showed it to me, is that the show is boring. The show is boring. It has none of the characters interest you. None of the characters interest you, and Riri in the show makes a lot of dumb decisions, and overall by the end she doesn't grow as a character. She pretty much stays the same. And I'm gonna just say, this is a spoiler alert. The show, all 3 episodes are out. Go watch the show, come back here. Actually, you know what? Don't even watch the show. Don't waste your time. I honestly, I wouldn't even waste your time. It's not, unless you really want to. It's not worth it. You could be watching so many better shows. You could be watching My Hero Academia, to be honest with you, and that would this is not something worth it. I would honestly skip it. You will not miss anything. And what makes it even worse is that, and I haven't even said exactly what happened. What makes things even worse is that, based off of the ending of this show, I already know for a fact they're going to do exactly what they did with Moon Knight. They're going to do exactly what they did with Agatha. They're going to do exactly what they did for it's another show. What they did for Miss Marvel. It's going to be literally a cliffhanger that is probably never going to get resolved for a long time. It's going to be a cliffhanger that doesn't get resolved for a long time. And that is going to suck, because we know that Doomsday is coming out. So based off of this ending and how the show wraps up and everything gets put together, are they going to address this in Doomsday? Because she's supposed to be in Doomsday. So if are they gonna wrap this up in Doomsday, or is Spider-Man gonna mention something? Like, where, like, we know Daredevil also comes out next year. Like is he gonna say something? Like, where is this? Like, how are we going to fix this? Because right now it seems like we got just too many villains. Like, we got a bunch of random stuff happening, and that's the problem here. Marvel, you need to stop like setting up new things without finishing what we already started. Like, please. So I'm gonna first talk about the major controversy about the one line that Riri says that Tony Stark is only able to do what he does because he's a billionaire. When I first watched it, I didn't know she said that at the very beginning of the show. I didn't know. Like, I turned on the first episode. Just to let you know, the first episode is just exposition. Like, it's just complete exposition. I don't know why, but it's just complete exposition. And then we just talk about what she did at MIT, why she can't do certain things. The whole theme is that Riri is broke. Disney made a black character broke. Yippee. And then she becomes a criminal. Yippee. And so that whole thing with like her saying that, I feel like she said that as in terms of, if I was able to have that type of money, I could do whatever. I could be able to make cool stuff. I could be able to help people and whatnot. I feel like that's where it stemmed from, because Riri has technically never met Tony Stark. So this is kind of like me saying, if I had Elon Musk's money or Jeff Bezos' money, I could do better than them. I could be, do better things to people. In which terms, I would do better things than them, because I don't. But that's a different topic. But I don't know, based on like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, I don't know exact. I can look up stuff, but I don't know the exact details on what they did to fully get to where they are. And that's the same thing with Tony Stark. Riri has never actually met Tony Stark, so she doesn't know she doesn't know that Tony Stark was in a cave and built stuff from scraps. And before you say his scraps, that was technically his tech. I'm like, those were the lowest scraps of his tech that he had. Like, those weren't even the best, because if they were the best, I don't think Mark 1 would look like that. So those were like the lowest of the low. But the point is, I don't think Riri actually meant it like that. I don't think she meant it like that. She just meant it as in, if I had that amount of money, I could do just as good, if not better. And then she even follows up and gives Tony a compliment and saying, I want to live the legacy of Tony Stark. I want to be just as good as him. I want to inspire people like him. So she even gives him a compliment right after saying that. So I don't agree with the people that just straight up hate it, and I don't agree with the people that's just straight up defend it. Like, it's kind of like, it's not like I don't think she was trying to be rude about it, but she wasn't trying to be rude about it, but she wasn't kind of not insulting him just a little bit. But I get what she was trying to say there. She just wants to be just as good as Tony. So, but yeah, let me just say that throughout the show, I just had to get that out the way. Throughout the show, it's mostly about Riri being broke. And I don't know. Maybe because I'm not a big fan of Ironheart in the comics. But I know enough of her in the comics, especially with the whole Young Avengers. I know enough of her to talk about her. But maybe this is just because of how she is in the comics. I don't know. But the way Riri is portrayed here, I just don't understand what Marvel was going for. Or what Disney was going for. I have no idea. Riri, like I said, Riri's whole thing is that she's broke and she's traumatized by the fact that her father and her mom died. Her father and her best friend died. Now, the broke thing, Disney. Are we forgetting that the girl went to Wakanda, right? So she went to Wakanda, and Shuri didn't provide her with no other resources. She doesn't keep in touch. Riri doesn't call Shuri for help anytime during the show. Not once. I kept asking myself, where is Shuri? Why doesn't she call Shuri? Shuri would help you, regardless if it involved magic or not. Where is Shuri? Where is she at? Why is she not here? Like, what is going on? There are so many moments where I'm like, if you call Shuri, you could, Then there's moments where Riri is talking about when someone asks her, "Oh, why can't you?" One of her dead best friend's brother asks her, "Why don't you work at like Stark Industries?" Or someone else asks her, "Why don't you work for this company? Why don't you do this?" And she's like, "Nah, that's just not me. I don't want to do it." And I'm like, okay. And then my next question is, where is Rhodey? Where is Pepper Potts? Where is Happy? If she's supposed to be this genius level of intellect and she's supposed to be just like Tony to some degree, wouldn't they have reached out or tried to talk to her? Or shouldn't she have went to them possibly to see where she can, develop some more, especially if she got kicked out of MIT? Like, shouldn't she do something else? No, that doesn't happen. So it's almost like Disney, I don't know who, but it's almost like they was trying to force her to be a criminal. And I don't understand why. When she had so many options. So many options. And we like to talk about Tony Stark wouldn't be where he is because he's a billionaire, but he would basically be in the same position as Riri. And just like what he did in Iron Man 3, where he went to the convenience store and he literally built like random stuff to take down people. Riri could literally go to Walmart. This is no bullshit. Riri could literally go to Walmart or Home Depot. If she's that intelligent and that super smart, she could build anything and then go ahead and sell it and make a bunch of money. A bunch of money. But for some weird reason, they like to just say that she is so broke. When she is so broke. When she literally went to Wakanda and built vibranium suits. Like, I don't understand why she doesn't just call Shuri. She basically says her time away was like an internship. So I don't know why she wouldn't just call Shuri or get in contact with her. I don't know why War Machine or anyone else would not get in contact with her if she's that intelligent or needed help. Like, it's just weird to me. And they just make it where she's just a criminal. She joins this crew, and I don't know what it is. But for those that play Watch Dogs 2, for some weird reason, they low-key feel like alarm. They low-key feel like DedSec. I don't know why. They feel like a discounted version of DedSec. I don't know why. But every time I watch them do shit, like, it felt like I was watching a discounted version of DedSec. I don't know why. But she joins this crew, and what's his name? Cappuccino. The hood guy. We'll call him the hood. That's what he's called anyway. The hood guy. She joins that crew and she joins it, and they literally do like criminal type missions. They do missions that involve breaking and entering and disrupting other billionaires. So they're causing mayhem and missions. Mind you, they don't wear masks. So they're walking in places barefaced, and they never get caught. They're walking in places barefaced. And the whole point is that this dude, the hood guy, has a hood that was given to him that's giving him power and knowledge. But like he never ever actually feels like he has that like amount of power. Like, he never feels like he has that amount of power. Like, ever. This man is supposedly, you know what? Forget it. This man is supposed to be given powers by Mephisto, okay? But it never feels like he has this ultra power. He just feels like he's a little bit stronger, and he uses guns. He uses 2 pistols that shoot out red bullets that he can control sometimes. Like, I'm like, what? This is the extent of your power? This is the extent of your power? And don't get me started on like the final fight, because the final fight between the Hood and Riri was just, there was one cool moment. I will admit, wasn't expecting it with the whole hologram, but other than that, the fight was trash. Her fight with Zeke, the dude that's supposed to be the son of Ironmonger, that fight was not good either. I don't know. It's like, I just, and then they rushed him to be a villain. Disney. we need to have a talk, okay? If we're going to do 6 episodes, then these 6 episodes need to be an hour and 15 minutes. I stand by that. If you're going to do 6 episodes, they need to be an hour and 10, like at least an hour and 5. Because I am so sick and tired of y'all giving, because you did my character Moon Knight dirty. I'm sick and tired of y'all freaking sitting here, going to literally make a 6-episode show, and then each episode is only like 48 minutes. It's like the highest it goes from 40 to 48 minutes, and then 8 of those minutes are credits. And then the other like 1 or 2 minutes is the intro, which is showing the logo, the Marvel television, or giving the recap. Like, there's no reason why, like, that within those 40 minutes, those two take up that much time. Like, what are we doing? If you're going to make 6-episode shows, you need to make these joints an hour. An hour. If you're not going to do that, then you need to do what Netflix did with Marvel, which is make 13 episodes and then make them 48 to 50 minutes, because then you'll have enough time. Stop doing this 6 to 8 episode nonsense and then only make it like 40 to 45 minutes. And then you have to rush everything by the time you get to the 3rd or 4th episode, because literally we don't have that much time. We've been slowly building up stuff. Now we got to rush everything because we're running out of episodes. Like, no. And that's what that feels like here. This show feels like it was supposed to come out right after Wakanda Forever. Like, it totally feels like that. Like, this show feels like some of the worst parts of that last phase. Like, it really does. Because, like, the moment we get to episode 3, there's like, we don't build up nothing. You don't even see Mephisto until the last episode. And that's the beginning of the episode and the end of the episode. And not even to mention the episode, if I haven't said it enough already, the episode is only 40 minutes. It's only 45 minutes. It's like 45, 48 minutes. So it's like, what are we doing here? So you're literally rushing this whole story. Like, this whole story. And it's just like, and none of the characters really got any development. The hood guy, Riri takes the hood from him, but he just walks around free now. And then there's a post-credit scene with him going to the shop with other wizard people who don't help Riri on her mission. It was so many things that I just was like, bro, what are we doing? Like, what is happening here? And Riri literally is I don't think Riri's ever going to pay for the crimes that she did. I don't think she's ever going to do it for it. She basically stays a criminal throughout the entire show. And it's like, then like the whole crew, I'll get back to Riri in a second. Then the whole crew is filled with people that she's supposed, like, it's like a phony Dead Set crew. There's 2 people that know how to fight, one hacker, one person that provides the weapons, and then you got the hood guy, and then you got Riri, who is the engineer and tech person, also a tech person. Like, excuse me. And it's like the 2 fighter girls, they're literally going into places with security guards. For some odd reason, some of them don't have weapons. The security guards or some of the agents or the people watching the building, they don't have guns or weapons. So the girls are just able to run up and beat people up. But mind you, when they had to go and betray Riri is able to maneuver and take them out with ease. But they were able to take down like highly trained security guards. It makes no sense. It's like once they started trying to fight Riri, everyone became the worst versions of themselves. But even before that, it was like, these are criminals. Like, Riri is a criminal. She's doing criminal acts. She literally let the hood guy's brother die. She just let him die. I don't know if the suit did that. But I don't think the suit did it, because technically her best friend is like a hologram. and she doesn't even know how she created it. So she basically is like, oh, it must have came from my brain, and it made the hologram. And then so the suit, most of the time the suit is not even technically controlled by Riri. It's basically controlled by the hologram, by the AI. And so basically, she gets in the suit and then lets the guy's brother die. She just lets him die. She doesn't attempt to save him or nothing. Just lets him die. Like, Riri does so many criminal acts. It is crazy. And she never gets a redemption arc. She doesn't get paid for her crimes. Nothing. And then the whole ending with Mephisto, it's like first of all, the introduction to Mephisto was just a little lame. I'm like, okay. It was a little lame. I'm like, bro, this is Mephisto. Bro, like, who is this? Who is this wannabe? Like, don't get me wrong, the actor voicing him, the actor did a great job. He might actually be the best actor, in my opinion, in the show. The dude that played Mephisto. For the little time he had, he might be my favorite out of the show. But y'all couldn't, like, the whole time every time he spoke, I was thinking that, oh, maybe, like, and then when he was talking, his voice was getting deeper. So I was sitting here thinking that, oh, maybe he's about to transform and look like the Mephisto from the comics. No, he's just a regular guy with long hair. Wears a suit. Just wears like a suit shirt and a tie. Yeah, just looks like a regular dude. He looks like, matter of fact, he looks like a magician. He doesn't like if I was to show you, if you was like a big comic book fan and I just showed you that scene without telling you that was Mephisto, you would have never thought that was Mephisto. You would have thought that was, I have no idea. I don't know who you would have thought it was. But like, you would not have known that was Mephisto, like, at all. And Riri does the dumbest thing I think a character could do. And this literally proves that she had no growth. She had none. Well, at least one of the reasons why she had no growth. Because she literally sold her soul to the devil, Mephisto, to bring her best friend back to life, who has already been dead. That's what Riri does, and that's how the show ends. That's how it ends. And they're not making a season 2 of this. This is it. So, like I said in the beginning, I know this is going to be a cliffhanger. Like, we're not going to get a resolution for this for a long time. She sells her soul to the devil and now gets infected as well. Like the hood guy did. Now is infected as well, and her friend is alive. And I'm just like, bro, why would she do that? She has no growth. When building her new suit, even though I thought her new suit was going to kind of look like how it does in the comics, it doesn't. It looks like a Power Ranger even more. Like, after building her new suit, they put magic on it. They put magic on the suit so they can fight the hood guy. After doing that, her best friend starts, the AI version of her best friend starts to disappear. And then Riri tries to do everything she can to get it back. And then literally after not being able to get it back, she is angry and furious. She gets in the suit and just takes off as she's angry. And then later, I'm thinking, after she beats the hood guy in that fight, literally, Mephisto talks to her and literally says, I can bring you anything you desire. And then I'm thinking, oh, he's just showing her what he could give her in her mind. But then when Riri shakes his hand and we see like the little veins show up as she's hugging her dead best friend, I'm like, bro, you had no growth. You had no growth at all. The whole point was for you, I would think, oh, by the end, she's going to finally delete her friend, move on, let go. The past is the past. But this girl, and she says that. She says the past is the past. And then as she says that, she shakes his hand and then her best friend is back alive. And I'm sitting here like, bro, what the hell was that? Why? Why? Where are we going with this? Like, what is this supposed like what she gonna be evil now? Like, I mean, to be honest with you, she was already a criminal because for some reason Disney thought she couldn't do anything else to become successful or get money. Yeah, let's resort to her being a freaking criminal. Yeah, let's get kicked out of MIT and not do any other resolution she could possibly do and let's make her a criminal. Yeah. Let's have MIT give her a suit that she built, and when she gets kicked out, her validation gets declined. Her validation is over now because she's no longer at the school. Let's have the suit literally be in midair and about to shut down and almost kill her. Yeah, let's do that. Let's have with Ironmonger's son, right? Who, if you take him out of the show, it will literally be the same thing. Like, him being in the show is pointless. It brings nothing. To be honest with you, Zeke, John, Joe, whatever his fake name was, if I was to write the show, this might not be that much better because I don't really know exactly what you could do with Riri, to be honest. But if I was to write the show, I would have made Ironmonger's son the villain. I would have made Zeke the villain. And the show would have been about Riri and Rhodey learning how to do things without Tony Stark. Learn how to do things without Tony Stark and live up to the legacy. And they work together to take down Zeke and his new empire and Zeke trying to be just like his father. That's what I would have made the show about. That's what I would have did. And then you have Happy and Pepper in there. But I don't think for some reason, Marvel's getting cheap. They didn't want to pay Hawkeye. So I don't even know if they would want to pay Happy or pay the actor for Happy or pay the actor for Pepper or pay Rhodey. Like, Marvel's been getting cheap. I have no idea why Disney doesn't want to pay people. But I think my idea would have been way better than what they came up with because this was, I don't know what this is. And like, this, like, I don't know who this show was made for. And I could talk about the dialogue. Like, they have dialogue that it sounds like something my class would say. But like, I'm like, for the older people out there that are watching the show, they're not going to understand this slang. Like, who is this show for? Like, who is this for? Like, they're not going to understand what these people are saying. And don't get me started with the CGI. There's so many moments where Riri's head just looks like it's floating. Like the scene from Infinity War where you have Bruce Banner's head coming out of the Hulkbuster. It looks like a worse version of that. Like, it just looks so bad. Some of the fight scenes just look. You remember Ghost Rider and Blackheart? You know some of those CGI scenes. Take those scenes, give them to the Hood, and then don't try even less. That's what they look like. They look really bad. They look really bad. Overall, I don't hate this show. It sounds like I hate the show. I don't hate the show. But I don't love it. It's not a good show. You could say that I'm just being a hater, but the show has a lot of there were still a couple problems I probably didn't even address, but it's just a lot of problems that this show has that just hold it back, like a lot. To be honest with you, Mephisto probably would have been better if you give him to more of a mythical or obscure character. Like, Mephisto would have been, like, if Agatha decided to work with Mephisto, that would have been believable. I would believe that. If Wanda decided to do something with Mephisto, I would believe that. If Loki decided to do something, or Moon Knight, like, why didn't you give this villain to a character that would like to a hero or other protagonist that it would make sense for? Why would you give it to Ironheart? Like, why? And as you can see in my background, I guess this is why the background looks like this, because she's a villain. She's a criminal. Like, I don't know why you would do this for this character. Like, this is such a weird way to introduce Mephisto. Like, you couldn't have made a Ghost Rider movie and we had Mephisto. Like, there were so many things we could have done here. But you gave Mephisto to Ironheart. Why? Why? Like we could have did like if that's what I'm saying. If Zeke was the villain of the whole film and it was him trying to take over after Tony killed his father, and it was about Riri and War Machine teaming up, that would have been way better. That would have been way better than what this was, because this just was no. Overall, I'm gonna give. I don't think it's the worst show. I don't think it's the. It might be the worst show. It might be the worst show. Because I didn't like She-Hulk, but She-Hulk still was entertaining. It still had some good moments. I still enjoyed the Daredevil. Like it was like I don't even have a favorite episode of this. Like I don't even have a favorite episode here. Like this might be the worst show. I ain't gonna lie. It might be. I'm trying to really think. Miss Marvel had a cool opening. It just fell. It got worse as time went on. So it started off strong. It at least started off strong. This show didn't even really start off strong. It kind of just rushes its plot to get to Riri being a criminal. So I don't. Yeah, yeah. This might be the worst show. This might be the worst show. I'm trying to think of a show that's worse. That's worse. But if we're just including the live action Disney Plus MCU shows, I'm not including X-Men 97, or I guess I could. But if I do that, then they're going to beat out all the other shows. But if I'm including What If, this might be the worst. This might be the worst show. I ain't going to lie. Because I would say I would find even though Falcon and the Winter Soldier, there was moments that it was like dragging, it still was way more entertaining, and I was way more invested in that than this. So even with the problems that Moon Knight have, I still was having more of a fun time there than watching this. So yeah, this might be the worst show. So I'm gonna have to give this the entire show. I'm gonna have to give it a 3, like a 3 out of 10, and that's me being generous. On a good day, it might be a 4. On a worst day, it's like a 2. But right now, I'm gonna keep in the middle. It's a 3 out of 10. Overall, this show is not good. Do not waste your time. I would just, if you want to see Mephisto, go watch one of the Marvel cartoons that showed on Disney XD. Go watch Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider movies, or go read a comic book. I ain't gonna lie to you. You're not. There's nothing you're going to miss here. Go read Riri Williams in the comics. They say Riri Williams is supposed to be the most hated Marvel character. I don't see how she is in the comics. I don't see how she is, because I feel like you could say that for every character. Like I could say that for Miles in the comics. Miles in the comics was not that good, but they made him better since then, especially after Insomniac Spider-Man and after Into the Spider-Verse. But this show makes Riri like a criminal and such an unlikable character that I don't know. But yeah, I this show is a 3 out of 10. I would skip it. Go watch something. You can go watch something way better. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video and my review of Ironheart. This was a bore. This was stressful. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.